man. We're having fun.
We just want to play shows and have fun.
Yeah.
My name's Nick. I'm one of the guitarists, and we've been playing together for about a year now. Maybe?
More than that.
All of us? Yeah.
It's been
one year and a half?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I think we're on like 3 years now, kind of, when we started.
Three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Trevor. I sing and play guitar in the band Last Romantix.
I'm Nick, and I play bass because these fuckers have the guitars already.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm John. I play the drums. They
found me on the street off of Craigslist about a year and a half ago. So
Yeah, we did find you on the street, didn't
yeah,
I think that's where we're all found.
We're a Craigslist band.
we? Yep.
So I reached out to this fellow on Craigslist. They needed a singer for like a studio project. So they were like, "Can you do pop punk vocals?" And I was like, "Unfortunately, yes." So then we all met up and met this guy, and then we did a couple like EPs, just sort of like in the studio. And then a little while after that, Nick was like, "You guys want to like play shows?" And we were like, "Yeah, why not? That sounds like a fun thing." So we got John, and it's been, I don't know, we're 3 shows in now. Got a couple more coming up.
4?
4?
Played 4 so far.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
We've played 4 shows so far.
Nick has played 4 shows in his entire life.
Yep, I'm new to the game.
So this actually goes back a little bit further because Nick came and tried out for my other band, which is a cover band. And then he's like, "Hey, I really want to do some pop punk," and kind of let's jam. All right, fine, fuck it, whatever. And we decided to do this as like a little recording thing for me to kind of like learn how to do audio engineering. And that was fun. We did like a little video and recorded some stuff. And then about a year later, like, "Hey, you want to do another one? Hey, you want to do another one? Oh, all right, fuck it, let's do another one." And that's kind of how it's about 3 years running. So like, kind of a bad one-off studio project, and we failed that part.
What's it like to be missed? influences from, like musical wise? Is there certain bands that you guys?
There is only one band.
Oh yeah, what is it?
There is only one band that we draw influence from.
Do you want to take this one?
So I want to be a Blink-182 cover band, but just kidding. But that's where my influence is. Growing up, Blink-182 is my favorite band. Still my favorite band. I like that style, and that's kind of what I started on. And like what Nick was saying, I kind of came to him with like that kind of style and sound, but Nick's style, Trevor's style, and then John's style too. It's kind of like flowed to where we are now. So there's like hints of pop. There's hints of pop punk, but definitely have I'd say a unique sound that's not really close to Blink right now, but that's where it started from.
We drifted.
So, yeah, it's pretty far.
But yeah, it was definitely like, we're going to be a Blink-182 rip-off band.
That was the goal. I mean, the first EP is very much like straight out of the early 2000s or like late 90s, I guess. And then when we started working on new stuff, I think Nick and I brought our sort of collective interests into it. Like I listened to a lot more like hardcore and I don't know, just a bunch of like heavier type stuff. And then you go even heavier than that. So now we're kind of in this funny, like pop punk, hardcore, metal sort of thing. We just want to be Sum 41 now, I think.
Yeah.
We started as Blink, now we want to be Sum 41.
John?
I got nothing.
He has the greenest shirt. There's where he gets his influences from.
Green Day.
Green Day.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you guys have like a favorite around Portland favorite venue? Who do you like to play at?
I want to shout out Misfits because they have been really good to us, and we've had a really good show there, and that they've been wanting to continue, but they're like running into financial problems. So I want to throw them out there because I had so much fun at that show, and they were like really nice to like let us play there, and yeah.
My other band has played a lot at Misfits as well, and they've always been like really cool about bringing people like. There's kind of they're very into bringing new talent in, and so like us and other bands as well have got to play a bunch of their own first shows at Misfits, which is really cool. We've also our very first live show was at Dante's, which is pretty cool, and Crisis Averted booking for putting us on there. I speak English. So
Sad Times production.
And Sad Times, like we got in touch with them, and Jake from Sad Times was really cool to put us on shows, and it's been sweet that like this little kind of pop punk post hardcore band that hey we want to play our first show, and people are like, yeah, come on down, And it's pretty cool that the local community has been welcoming in that sense, because there's a lot of places where it's like really hard to get a show, and that has not been our case in
Chest
any of you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would you want to collaborate with, and why?
Nick wants to play with Tom DeLonge.
Yep. Everybody already knows that. That's my one guy.
He wants to move in.
Idol,
He wants to move in with Tom DeLonge.
pretty much.
He wants to be his best friend.
So everybody knows that about me, but I don't know about these guys.
I mean, I'm spacing on like producers. I immediately went to producers for some reason, but I guess like I don't know, anyone who's doing like pop punk really well right now. I don't know. Will Yip. I'll say Will Yip. Why not? He would be a good one to record with and collaborate with.
Just about anybody. Like I'd be game for whatever, you know.
I was gonna say, me personally, it would be dope to play with Snarky Puppy. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but
Well, that's that
not pop
that's the
at all.
crazy
But,
avant-garde jazz band, right?
They're all, it's like a 17-piece Berkeley trained.
Yeah.
Those
So,
guys are nuts.
but yeah, I think it'd be dope to just open up for some
They
big
have,
pop
like,
band.
3
What is your guys' thoughts on the music scene in Portland? What is your experience, I should say?
I feel like more people could go to local shows. I think,
Yeah.
and a lot of people could be more fun to hang out with at shows. Because I feel like we don't take this like that. Not that we don't take it seriously, but like we're just like having fun. Like we're not like trying to like make it or like do anything like that. So we always try to bring a good time and sort of like be chatty and fun and like get everyone involved. And I feel like a couple of shows we played, everyone was very like kind of standoffish and like kind of like in their own little clique, which is cool. But I was like, we should be partying.
Portland's also a little oversaturated with. There's just so many bands and so many venues. Like, there's a cool Instagram page that I really like called Promote PDX, and they like list all the stuff that's going on every week, and they're publishing and they're promote. It's really cool that they're putting that work in. But you go through their list, and it's like, what's happening this Saturday? And there's like 20 local shows, and so like, in my opinion, it's almost like there's more bands than there are people that want to see bands, and so it kind of makes it hard to get people to be excited to go to a show. Whereas like when I was young and growing up, it was a small town, and when there was a show, it was a big deal, and everybody was excited. And you know, it's kind of the opposite of Portland, where there's 5 shows every night.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's hard in that sense.
Up any any final messages you want to throw out for the Portland scene, or what you guys got planned up coming up?
We're working on another EP.
Who would have thought?
Yeah, a good one. We're
Yeah.
like really trying this time. Not that we didn't try the first 2 times, but this one we're like really, really trying to make the songs as good as they can, or good as they can be.
We're recording now, and kind of what's cool about this one is the first 2 were very like, maybe like disorganized is the right word. Like it wasn't 4 people making music together. It was sort of like individuals making their own stuff, if you will. Like Trevor wasn't around for the writing and recording of the first EP. It was like we had 5 songs written and recorded, and we're like, hey, we need vocals. And so this one is very much the one where it's like the 4 of us are working on it together. And so like this is what Last Romantix is supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like the other ones were fun and they're cool and we enjoy them, but it wasn't really a real thing, if you will. It was kind of more just 4 people throwing ideas into a stew pot, whatever.
Yeah, we're like a real band now.
We're a real band.
People mosh at our shows, dude. It's like kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.